Hey everybody, how could I make planes safe for everybody? More safer, safe as it should be, as we're all treated equally, right? And so, how could I make planes safer? Well, it depends on what position you're. So I don't want to give out advice because perhaps someone in a certain position can do such a thing. And now, what can we do? Well, if you're, say, a president or a prime minister, you have security. You have the people worried about your security. And you want to send an example. So what you do is you go, well, I'm not going to go on Air Force One. I'm going to go on a regular plane. And everyone's going to go, definitely if you love, John. And you got enemies and stuff. They'll be like, no, you can't do that. And you'd be like, why? They'll be like, it's not safe. It's like on the clip I've been putting up lately in Lethal Weapon, everybody, where he goes, he wanted to go to Africa. The black police officer, he's African American. At a time they were going through civil war, and if you're going to go there, then you're more likely going to be the bad guy that winning, because the bad guy ends up winning at that time in the movie, right? And he's like, "Why don't you want me to go over there, right? Free South Africa, you dumb motherfucker, right?" This is a little bit in that kind of crazy area kind of thing. And so what I'm talking about is they wouldn't want me to go on the plane. So what I say is, oh, this is a good time to talk about things for the people, and show some things in some certain areas that like to have a whinge at me and my parties and sectors about not doing. So I'm going to make things even more rowdy. The people are not going to be happy, not only for their own safety, but for their security of their leaders and stuff like that. And so what you do is you go, well, I'm going on that plane. I'm just going to pick any plane, and they're going to have a fit. And you go, I'm going to leave it for a bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk to the plane people. And we're going to talk about how we can get this sorted where I, me the president, can get on a plane, any plane. Now, when it comes to that, see, I, the president, can get around, as we all should do, with the basic things that everyone can buy and what's available. The president shouldn't have anything too much more special except a little bit more security, as they say. That's why the president mostly hoons around in his own plane with his own little photos and makes it easier. But I want to show a point. So the president wants to change his mind and go with someone because I just met him and I want to hang out with them and go on their plane, or try out a new plane and how the peoples are feeling and all that. I can just jump on one. Right? And so how can we get this done for I, the president, right? Or I, the king, and that everyone loves over in England, in that same kind of boat. And that is to make it safe for everybody. So they might say, well, you can't go in there, sir. We can have security and all that, but if the plane gets shot at, it doesn't have these safety things as Air Force One has. And I go, yeah, I'll get that. But you can have the jets out there like Air Force One. Oh, yeah, I guess so. And I suppose we do have a lot of terrorists and a lot of people getting a hold of these rockets and stuff. And it wouldn't hurt that at least it's not as good as Air Force One, perhaps, but at least has some sort of chance and has a couple of little abilities to reflect things. That'll be a good thing if we can add that. We'll talk with the people and to the people who create this sector in this area about how we can get that done and who's going to cost for it and where could we make the cost up between the people or the taxes, which is the people anyway, and the people could be charging cost. Or should it just become a standard where designers charge for it and the builders, right? And that's up to discretion of fairness and judgment of what should be standard, as they call standard building, right? And the people should have, an Air Force One, they've got a pod. So if something goes wrong, we can chuck in the pod soon and we can leave. On this one, something goes wrong, you go in there with the plane. Well, there's a problem there, I think. I've heard about a lot of people in not top positions, and so everyone's treated equal, won't travel on planes because there's such a security risk of safety, right? And so it'd be good if people can have at least to put on a parachute when they get a certain low, right, altitude. They can open the door, you can parachute out. Just trying to think that, man. Go alive. And they can just jump out. Right? That's just the standard of the first. We got something. There's a chance than just going with the plane. You say, or we can have a pod at the back of these things where they can jam them all in there like sardines if necessary. Just all in there. Right? There's enough space. You can even do how many clowns can we get in a car kind of thing. At least it's be done, right? And you slam them in there and you have a little extra room, as we go with things, just to vary on things. Right? You have that, and you get in there comfortable or what, and you make something happen to nothing of safety, right? And so how can we get this done? Well, we have superstars, kings, and presidents that want to travel on normal locomotive kind of stuff, even when it comes to trains and stuff like that. They got a problem? Well, there's something we've fixed. We're all treated equal. I know we're not going to have to be major equal, but at least to the minimal equal, which is what I was saying with the parachutes. So you let me know, people, if that's an interesting thing that you would like to have with expensive tickets. So that way you don't feel like that you're paying for your death holiday in a lot of cases when it comes to them wanting to just make money. And it should be a standard thing. You let me know in comments what you think. And see you later.